was starting to snow earlier and then it stopped. Was a pretty nice school, and I could see him over on the keeper. The other day, there's a school right out in front of me, about 15 yards. Which I got a fish. We're on. We got one. Feels pretty nice. Drop shot may be the way to go. It's a pretty nice fish. It's a pretty nice fish right there. What do you guys think? It's not bad. Not a bad way to start off the day. It's currently like 40 degrees out and it's windy, but it took that little drop shot. So not a bad start, probably a 2-pounder. See if we can get a bigger one. Just go ahead and tear my soft plastic. This isn't the most stable of vessels. Used to be a lot longer. Man, 9 people. If you want to ask any questions, feel free to. I should have been throwing this drop shot yesterday. Yesterday I didn't catch anything at all. Yesterday was terrible. That's just how winter is, though. You know, you have to give up all your favorite ways of fishing just to maybe get a bite. This time of year, it's just winter sucks. Drop shotting, I'd say, was probably one of my favorite ways to fish in the winter, just because it's the only thing I can really get to work this time of year other than like a small Texas rig or a miniature jig. You know, like I got tied on here. I got a little mini jig tied on. And then I also got a little 1/4 ounce jig head with another little swim bait on it. Just in case I feel like the fish are wanting to kind of chase. But right now I'm using a drop shot. I don't remember how fast I was working this thing when the fish hit it. I think I was working it pretty slow. Thank you, Rustin. Oh, Welton. You missed it, Rustin. I had one earlier. Or I caught it. Yeah, I caught a pretty nice one earlier. Should have been here sooner. Another thing about winter is that might be the only bite I get. I may not get fit again for the rest of the day. Just winter fishing's hard around here. Because most of our ponds are small and shallow, and our summers get, up into the 120s. So when you have a summer that's 120 degrees for 3 weeks straight, and then summer ends, because our summer's over. It doesn't start to cool off in late summer. No, late summer it just gets warm. So when it's August, 115 degrees out, and then September, all of a sudden you're getting highs in the 60s and lows in the 30s. It's just weird, because both summers and winters are, pretty brutal, because we're kind of dead in the middle in the weather patterns. Kind of just in between the north and the south where I'm at. Our summers get hot, or the winters still get cold. Which I know Florida had some cold weather, but most of the time they have highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s. Well, it's a blessing to get that during the winter here. Sometimes we do, but most of the time it's highs in the 40s and 50s, which still isn't horrible, but it's still colder than I'd like it to be. And then lows in the 30s, 20s, and 30s. was snowing a little bit ago, but it was more like just a flurry. It wasn't really actually snowing. It's trying to snow, but yeah, I'm guessing you live south of me, like southern Oklahoma or somewhere southern, because the weatherman said that this stuff was going south of us. We're gonna pick up the swim bait here. Now we're gonna throw this little swim bait on a little underspin. I'm surprised I even managed to catch the one that I did earlier, honestly. I caught it pretty fast, which it might be the only fish that eats today, who knows. That's just the thing about winter. But yeah, we don't typically get a lot of rain around here. This last year we got about 30 inches, which is like a monsoon compared to most years. Most years we get 19 all throughout the year, which during the summer, whenever you have highs in the 120s, but you're only getting like 6 inches of rain all summer. It does, it did quite a bit this last year, but most years we don't get a lot of rain. Like, we get most of our rain in the spring, and then the summer is bone dry. So we get like a huge rain in the beginning of the year, and it's like, wow, all the ponds are full, maybe we should stock them this year. Then we get no rain throughout the summer and all the ponds dry up. That's like, well, I'm glad we didn't stock it. You gotta seal your ponds around here. If you don't seal them, then they're gonna drain in the summer. So all these trees around me, around the pond, are salt cedars. And they go all the way around the pond. So when they come back to life in the summer, because they will, this pond just starts dropping. But if you look at where I am on the map, most years it'll be brown. And it'll kind of look like we're leading into the desert that's west of us. Yeah, I'm guessing you live south of me, quite a ways. If it's storming, because it's currently like 36 degrees out right now. It's like 36 degrees and windy. As you can see, it's pretty windy. Luckily, it's out of the north, so I got this big dirt wall behind me to kind of protect me. If it was out of the south, I'd be having a much different conversation. This thing does not appear to be very weedless at all. I feel like I should have brought a jerk bait, but alas, I did not. Plus, I don't even really have a good color. I have a completely white one. I feel like that thing would just get passed up, just because the colors are bad. But yeah, it's like 36 degrees out here and windy. I still managed to catch. Man, just got munched. Yeah, something destroyed it. Pulled it off the hook. Yeah, I think I just got munched by like a bluegill or something. Because I feel like a bass would have just taken it instead of trying to pull it off the hook. Fishing for largemouth, but really just whatever bites, you know. I managed to catch one largemouth earlier. It's a pretty good size one, probably 2 pounds, give or take. It's been rough this winter. I haven't caught enough fish to fill a 5-gallon bucket. Even on nice days, they just don't bite. Because normally you only get 1 or 2 of those nice days, and it's back to this. And that's like repetitive weather patterns. So I typically have nicer days on days like these because we have more days like these. Because if you just had a week of cold, rainy, and windy, and then you have one nice day that's calm and sunny, fish aren't gonna bite. But if it goes from a week of rainy, cold, and windy, and then you have a week of sunny, calm, and nice, good. You're currently out fishing me. I've only been out here for about 20 minutes or so, give or take. I managed to catch one right in the beginning, but other than that, I haven't really caught anything. Alright, this one bait's grabbing too much grass. I'm gonna throw that little jig around. Yeah, it was too cold for me this morning though. It was 26 degrees and windy. It was too cold. So I waited till about now. Now it's about 36 instead of 26. It's a snowflake. Let's throw this little jig around for a minute. If that doesn't get bit, then we're probably gonna pick up the drop shot again. Just because I'm kind of running out of options here. I know they won't bite any kind of moving bait like a crankbait. It's just moving too fast. They won't. They'll pass it up. Yeah. I heard Georgia's pretty nice right now. It's not 36 degrees. So I'm close to horizontal to you in terms of location, latitude. But we got this weather pattern that's probably gonna get to you guys in the next couple of days. And it's just cold. We were supposed to have some snow, but that never happened. The snow went south of us. But 70 degrees and raining is a lot better than 36 degrees and windy. The last time it was even close to 70 degrees was 2 weeks ago. No, we had a day last week that was about that temperature. It was like 65. But the groundhog's calling for an early spring, so hopefully that happens. What is the average size of the largemouth you catch around there? Oh. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, it was highs in the single digits and windy. I was actually able to come out here and ice fish. It got so cold. It was like we had lows in like the negative teens. And the real thing that was really hurting us was the wind. The wind is always bad around here because there's not a lot of trees, or it's mainly just flat hills. Oh, I just got slammed. But yeah, a couple weeks ago, I was able to ice fish. It got so cold for so long. We don't have a lot of lakes around here, mainly just farm ponds and creeks. But my personal PB is 12.6 out of this pond that I'm in, which is my front yard. Like my driveway's right over there. That way. But yeah, Yeah, I caught a 12.6 out of here. But I've been trying to catch her again for the past 3 years, but haven't been able to catch her again. Something tells me she's no longer alive. Yeah, I put her on a scale when she was 12.6. That's the biggest fish I've ever caught, ever. Like, I've never caught catfish bigger than that. You know, but I don't do a lot of catfishing. I just don't find it entertaining. That's the biggest fish I ever caught. Guessing you caught it in a farm pond or a creek. I mean, 3 pounds isn't a bad fish. It's quality. I'm sure they fight hard. They jump. But there's just nothing like setting the hook into a double digit. I still remember seeing that fish jump out of the water and thinking, like, this is a megalodon. I've never even seen a fish this big in person. Nice, you have a lake behind your house, yeah. This is my pond in the front yard, and it's not anything special. I mean, it's decent. It's not a tiny pond by any means. Is it like a big lake, or is it just like a little 5 acre? We have 2 lakes around where I live that's within an hour. We got Fort Supply Lake, which is... Oh, I've heard of Lake Eufaula. I've heard about the hybrids in there that you catch behind the dam, yeah. I watched Lojo fish that lake. Yeah, we have a Lake Eufaula here in Oklahoma, but it's very different. Yeah, we have a lake around here called Lake Eufaula, but it's different. It's not. So you have a really good lake behind your house, or so I've heard. It's a good lake. I don't know if it's actually a good lake or not. Either way, it's better than anything I got. We have Fort Supply, and it's a little mud hole compared to Lake Eufaula. And then we have Clear Lake, or Lake Evan Chambers, which is like a little 8 acre lake. You know, it's a tiny little lake. If you could even call it a lake, really, if anything, it's just a really big pond. But, it's got bass. My hybrid's probably like 2 pounds. We went Texoma striper fishing earlier this year in January. Now I caught like a 15-pound striper, but my best hybrid's like 2 pounds. Pound for pound though, hybrids have to be the hardest fighting fish on the planet, pound for pound. Like, there's nothing that fights harder. Nothing that weighs 1 pound fights harder than a 1 pound hybrid. You know what I'm saying? Like, pound for pound, they have to be the hardest fighting fish on the planet. Like, the striper just felt like dead weight, you know, almost like a gigantic walleye. So I've caught a couple of walleye. They weren't big, they were little guys, like 2 pounds, but they felt like just bricks, dead weight. Like I was bringing in a piece of sticks. Are you familiar with the Guggen Squad? Oh. Yeah, this hybrid was probably, or this striper was probably like foot to middle of the thigh, but I'm 6'2", so. Yeah, I'm using one of their Black Series rods right now. Well, I actually have 4 of them, but I'm only using 2. But you ever watch Lojo fish L&M? That's where I really want to go, but it's like $2,500 a night to stay there, and you have to stay like 2 nights. You can't just stay 1 night. And my trailer to this jig is a mini bandito bug that I bit down like all the way to just the head, so that way it fit this little tiny jig. But if I was on a little bit bigger of a pond, I'd throw my Bama rig. So I got one of their Alabama rigs, and I would throw one of them instead of a jig. But this pond's not deep enough, and I just grab all the grass and scare all the fish. That, and I don't have a graph in this boat, so I wouldn't be able to see them. But actually on my striper trip, I actually met Lojo at the HQ on the way back, I'm guessing. Oh. I have a couple Bass Pro rods that I still use, and I still use their Pro Qualifier reel. But in my opinion, Bass Pro rods are just kind of flimsy. Like, that's the only reason I don't use them, is because they're just so flimsy. And they don't feel right to me. And same with Walmart rods. Except for my Hank Parker series rod. I like that rod. It's a crankbait rod that I use for more, like, well, I got all my Black Series rods from Shop Carl's when they were like half off, because I'm not spending $300 on a rod. I'll spend $150, but I'm not spending $300. So I get them when they're half off. I don't get them when they're full price. Yeah, it's like 36 degrees, Rustin. And it's windy. Guess he's gone. That's what I'm using. Alright, see ya. I don't know. You think I should put the jig down and pick up a drop shot? 'Cause that's what I'm kind of feeling like I need to do. Put this jig down, pick up a drop shot, or maybe even finesse one bit. There, not having this jig. And also another thing I need to think about is this boat is slowly filling with water. Not very quickly though, like very slowly filling with water, but it is filling with water. So if I stay out of here for another couple hours, I'd probably be flooded. Oh my god, I'm sitting on top of a bass. I can see it in front of me. I don't know if it's alive though. Oh yeah, it's alive. It just turned away from the jig though. I'm literally on top of a bass. He's not looking too hot. I wonder if he's dying. Gotta see if I can. Oh, he's gone. Where'd he go? I was literally sitting on top of a bass. I just look down and I see the little lateral line. And then I see the rest of his body. There's also a slight chance, but there's also a chance that I catch a catfish. Now it's a very slight chance, and probably will not happen, but there are quite a few catfish in here. There's no one. Oh, someone's here. I was just thinking about ending the stream. Hands are kind of cold. shot. Just a little bit more towards the south end of the pond. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move us. Just to the southeast side so I can fish that little drop off on the south end. Whoa. I'd like to not kill myself first. God, I got one of the best anchors you could ever use because it'll dig itself down into the grass. When you pull it off, it just sheds it out. And then it's not covered in grass when you bring it back into your boat. I'm just gonna let the wind carry us. The wind will put us on the right path. So we're just gonna coast right down this bank. Closer to where these fish are sitting, we can kind of use some different techniques. Clouds I can actually see through the water. I'm not in Florida. I promise you that I'm not in Florida. This is quite a ways away from Florida. I wish I was in Florida right now. 'Cause I'm pretty sure in Florida it's like sunny and warm. Here it's cloudy and cold and windy. That's the next worst thing is it's windy here. And I can deal with the cold and wind. It's like Cheech and Chong of being miserable. tails bite. Nice little nibble from something. Nibble bluegill. I definitely had just nibble right there. Well, I think it's time to give up on this endeavor and not put it in the water.